We've got retirement wrong. And that's what I need to change for all of you. That's what I need to change. The other trend that is becoming a conversation is that we are potentially looking at a recession. We are potentially looking at a deep recession. We don't know how deep this recession can go. Markets have already corrected significantly, but there's still a lot of room for correction, it seems. And so a lot of clients are very skeptical about what's going to happen in the world, right? And they need advisors to guide them right now on what they should be doing. You see, in a recessionary phase, the best hedge to an estate is life insurance. Think about it. All your clients have built their wealth themselves. All your clients have built their wealth themselves. If there is a recession, they can rebuild the wealth themselves as long as they are there. But in case they pass away, the family needs a hedge. Life insurance is the best hedge during a recession. Life insurance allows the family to rebound, right, from a recession in case the breadwinner passes away. Because the breadwinner is there, there's no problem. The breadwinner will work their way back up. But in case they pass away, right, the family needs something to push them out of that recessionary mode, right? And life insurance is the best hedge to help families bounce out of a recessionary phase when things are bad or someone passes away in the family or they fall sick. So insurance is a fantastic tool. The other trend that I'm noticing is insurance premiums are starting to increase significantly, all right? Long term, I truly believe that insurance premiums will increase. For a very simple reason, there are a lot of statistics that we don't know about, right? So COVID was a very important check on people's ability or insurers' ability to manage risk. So we are going to see insurance premiums increase significantly. And I'm having that conversation with my clients. I'm actually telling them, listen, before the insurance premiums increase, it's a good time to relook at how much you have, because that's probably going to be your last insurance policy. It's what I call the last purchase close. So if you have read my closing playbook, one of the closing playbook closing strategies is called the last purchase close. Telling your clients that if this was the last policy you purchased, how much would that be? Because think about it, it's probably going to be your last. So I know that insurance premiums are increasing. It's time to kind of make that decision of what's the last insurance policy you want to purchase. A lot of people post-COVID have also developed other illnesses, which means they might be uninsurable. So COVID is probably going to touch everyone, right? Now, when COVID does touch you, everyone's body reacts differently to COVID. COVID has caused people to fall ill significantly. Your ability to buy insurance will reduce. So I'm telling this to a lot of clients, especially those who haven't had COVID. It's a good time to review how much insurance you have, because COVID will touch you. It's only a matter of when. And when it does, you might not have the ability to buy that insurance policy. So get insurance in place. I know premiums are going to increase. Think about it, right? The other trend that I'm noticing is organizations are restructuring, right? Businesses are restructuring their business model. And when they restructure their business model, their retention strategy for employees change. And that's why I want to spend some time talking about business owners, because business owners are now rethinking their employment retention strategy. And whenever they do that, there's a lot of opportunity for financial planning, insurance, corporate finance, all of that. And I want to spend a whole day talking just about that, because when organizations restructure, it opens up a lot of doors about budgeting for financial planning. Financial planning, key man insurance, employee benefits, retention, attraction. So how do you attract new talent? And they use perks like insurance, retirement plans, etc. to attract talent, retain talent. We call these vested benefits. So when organizations are restructuring, our opportunities increase. And that's what I noticed, that there's a lot of opportunities in that space. And I do want to spend some time talking about that. But today is just not enough time, right? Income accumulation has become the next strategy. So previously, when we studied finance, we were always told it was about asset accumulation, asset preservation, asset distribution. Now, I want all of you all to remember this. Assets that don't generate an income are actually a liability. Write this down. Assets that don't generate an income are actually a liability. Income is the only true asset. All of you are truly working only for one thing, which is income. Think about it. You want more and more income. And we've got this wrong. It's not about asset accumulation, it's about income accumulation. It's not about asset preservation, it's about income preservation. If your income is preserved, if you have consistent income, the value of the assets can keep fluctuating. It doesn't affect you because consistent income will automatically keep the asset value high. An asset that generates income is always appreciating. An asset that does not generate income is always depreciating. Assets without an income are a liability. I cannot be more clear about this. By the way, there is only one product in the world that protects future income. There's only one product in the world that protects future income, and that is life insurance. Think about it. If you want to protect your future income, there is no alternative to life insurance. So stop being worried about being compared. There is nothing to compare with life insurance. Life insurance cannot be compared with any other product in the world. For a very simple reason, nobody else can guarantee me my future income except life insurance. And I want you all to remember this. It's about income preservation, not asset preservation, but income preservation. And then it's not about asset distribution. It's about income distribution. Think about it. What would you rather give your children? Lump sums or income? I want you all to rethink financial planning strategies. What would you rather give your children? A lump sum. Would you give them $10 million as a lump sum? Or would you prefer giving them $1 million every year for the rest of their life? And I want you all to rethink what you would like to give your children, because it's about income distribution. 99% of the people that I meet would rather give income to their children than assets, because everyone is worried that their children will squander the assets away. They'll blow the assets away. But if they have income, they have consistent income, even if they blow the income away this year, they will get it again next year. You see, that's the power of income. If someone wants to steal your assets, you can lose your assets. But if they want to steal your income, they will steal your income once, twice, thrice. That's okay. You'll again get it the fourth time. You'll again get it the fifth time. You'll again get it the sixth time. That is the power of income. It never stops coming. So if someone wants to steal from you and they steal your income, you don't have to worry about it because it will come again. But if they steal your assets, you've lost everything, right? So I want you all to rethink the strategy that you do for your children. It's about income accumulation, income preservation, and then income distribution, right? I love David's comment. Thanks, David. I'm already 44 and I have knee and back pain. I know, David. I know the feeling. Time to retire, my friend. Time to retire. So I want all of you all to think about this. There are certain mistakes that we make as advisors, and I do want to spend some time talking about these mistakes so that you don't make these mistakes, right? Some of the short-term mistakes that you make, number one, is you focus too much on the product instead of advice. A lot of advisors, they love their products, right? And when they fall in love with their product, what happens is when the product changes, their sales drop because they're so product focused that everything was always about the product, the product, the product, the product. And if the product gets discontinued or the product changes, their sales figures completely drop. Guys, let me be honest with you and let me be very transparent with you. I promise you, our products will keep changing. I promise you, our products will keep changing. Please stop being worried about the product and focus on the plan. Learn to give good advice to your clients. Products are a natural fit to the plan after that. All right. Products are secondary. The advice is primary. And that's what you focus on, right? The other thing that I've realized is one bad experience affects a lot of you. You get demotivated very easily. One client rejects you, get demotivated. You have one bad day, you spend a whole week trying to recover from it. Guys, please remember one thing. There is no one interested in your success. No one cares about your results. The only person that cares about your results is you. Your manager doesn't care. Your company doesn't care. You're just another number. So I need you all to learn to focus on your own self. Learn to build your business. Learn to know your numbers. Every morning, right, you should know exactly what to execute. So if you truly want to get out of this, I would say, negative mindset that a bad experience affects you, before you go to bed every night, make sure you have a schedule for the next day so that when you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what you need to execute to get over with that day. Sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel good, it's okay to cancel meetings. But if you wake up in the morning and you feel excited, you feel good, you feel motivated, don't waste that good energy planning your day. All right. And that's the biggest mistake that I see with advisors. They don't have a plan for the next day. And that's why they get demotivated. They wake up in the morning, they're like, what should I do today? Oh, I only have one meeting. Okay, I'll just stay in bed. I'll just relax. I'll take it easy. And that's it. You just lost a good day that you actually felt motivated to do something, right? Oh, I'm feeling good today, but why don't I just take it easy? If you're feeling bad, you want to take it easy. If you're feeling good, you want to take it easy. Guys, hello, get your act together. Before you go to bed every night, have a schedule for the next day. You should know exactly who you're meeting. You should know exactly what you're going to talk about. You should already know exactly what your presentation is going to be. I want all of you all to realize this. Some of you have watched me speak before. Don't you realize I do the same presentation with the same amount of enthusiasm as if I'm doing the presentation for the first time? My team keeps telling me, they're like, how are you always so excited about the same presentation again and again and again? And I'm like, that's my job. Because every time I do my presentation, I truly believe it's the best presentation. There's nothing better than that. And I will keep telling you that. And I want all of you all to remember this. We all have bad days. It's very easy to cancel appointments. It's very easy to cancel meetings. It's very difficult to get them. So your job is to fill up your calendar and not be worried, because whenever you want to cancel, all you have to do is send a message saying, I'm not feeling too well. And people will be so excited to cancel it, you don't even have to worry about it. Think about it. How many of your clients are super excited about meeting with you? All right. How many of you are super excited? None of your clients. So the truth is, take it easy, right? Take it easy. Long-term mistakes. There are two very long-term mistakes that I want you all to correct. You don't spend enough time in educating yourself. You need to invest in yourself, guys. I want you all to grow in this business. If you want to grow in any profession, you need to keep learning. You need to learn new strategies, new tactics, new presentations, new objections. You need to learn new things every single day as possible. Learn to invest in yourself. In our business, there is no other investment except you. You are the asset. And if you're not generating an income, you are a liability to your family. An asset that does not generate an income is a liability. If you are not generating an income, you're a liability to your family. It's period. Think about it. If you are truly an asset, you should be generating regular income and learn to reinvest that income back into the asset so that the asset stays productive. It's the same with property. If you consume all your rental income, over time, the property will lose value. You need to renovate the property. You need to maintain the property. And after 15, 20, 30 years, you probably need to even rebuild the property, right? So the rental income that you get from your properties is for maintenance, renovation, and rebuilding. Most clients spend it. So what happens? After 20 years, nobody's excited about their property. The kids don't like it. Their grandkids don't like it. Why? Because the property is completely destroyed. The tenants have spoiled it. There's no money to renovate it because they spent all the income. And that's exactly the same mistake that a lot of you do. You don't invest back into yourself. You are that asset for your family. The income that the asset is generating, learn to reinvest it back into the asset. Learn to keep a fund on the side to help you grow. And that's very important. The other long-term mistake that a lot of you do is you don't have a proper target market. You're trying to work with anybody and everybody. You see, when I joined this business, I remember my first trainer, he said, I asked him, I was like, who should I sell to? And he said, put your finger under their nose. If there's warm air, those are the people you sell to. And I was like, okay. I'm sure some of you have already heard that, right? Put your finger under their nose. If there's warm air, anyone breathing is your client. Anyone dead is not your client. Guys, not true. I want you all to be very clear about your target market. You should know exactly what your niche is. You should know exactly what your specialization is. Learn to be a specialist. Stop being a generalist. Know who you want to work with. Know who you don't want to work with. Because if you want to be successful in this business, you need to feel good every day. And if you're working with people you don't like, you're waiting to quit. And that's the truth. One of the biggest reasons why people leave this business is because they don't know who they are working with, and they actually don't like their clients. Think about it. There is one presentation which is one of my favorite concept presentations. I call it gap insurance, right? I've actually put the link of gap insurance in the PDF. So if you can download the PDF, you can watch that presentation. It's probably one of my favorite presentations because it works fantastic with any business family, right? I want you all to watch and learn this presentation because it's helped me close one of my largest cases. And I've given you the full video. That video is already on YouTube. It's free of charge. Just go and watch it so that you get an idea of how I do that presentation. All right. So use that. It helps. It works. And that's one of the most important things that you can use for yourself. Now, the last thing that I truly want to talk about is the recommendation system. So today, let's do an exercise together, all right? I want you all to take a paper and pen, and I want you all to write this down. Who do you actually like working with? If your answer is clients who are willing to listen to me, clients who believe in insurance, clients who have got at least $1 million in income, it's very difficult to find these people. So let me give you one thing. How do you know how much someone earns? You can't look at a person and say, oh, this guy earns $1 million. You can't, right? So don't put income as a criteria. I like clients who don't compare products. How do I know if a client will compare products or not, right? I cannot know someone's personality without meeting them, right? So you will have to first meet. So you cannot say, oh, you can't choose personality as a trait. You can't say, I like to meet people who trust insurance or believe in insurance. How do I know who believes and who doesn't believe in insurance, right? So choose a profession, choose a demographic, right? So you can say, I like to work with people in their 30s and 40s. I like to work with doctors, lawyers, business owners. And if you do identify that, right, the next is go even a little further down, right? So I like to work with cardiologists. I like to work with oncologists. I like to work with neurologists. I like to work with lawyers. I like to work with corporate lawyers, criminal lawyers. I like to work with business owners who are in trading of technology products. I like to work with IT professionals. So choose at least 2 types of clients that you like to work with. So let me give all of you 5 minutes, right? I just want you all to write down what are the type of clients you like to work with? Write this down for yourself, right? Who are the type of clients you like to work with? So you can choose age bands, you can choose while you're choosing this, I'll answer a question that Allison has asked. Sanjay, what's your business mix of regular versus single premium? Allison, I would say majority of my work is single premium. And I would say about 90% is single premium and 10% is about regular premium. So I do like to do a lot more single premium than regular premium. So Allison, that's That's my business mix, just since you've asked the question. Okay, doctors, IT professionals, fantastic. Someone who values the finance, exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you, Madika. It's not about someone who values financial concepts. How do I know if someone values or not? Very difficult for me to know if someone values a financial concept or not. Till you don't meet them, you don't know that. But I can tell you if a person is, I like to work with young families. I like to work with young professionals. I like to work with college students. I like to work with pre-retirees. I like to work with retired professionals. I like to work with retired business owners. I like to work with second generation business owners. That you can have a specific type of client. But if you say, oh, it's someone who likes insurance, how do I know if someone likes insurance or not? Very difficult, right? Young. So Nisa says, I like to work with everyone who loves his family. Nisa, how do I know if someone loves their family or not? We'll have to just assume everyone loves their family, but how do you know that? So, do you love your family? No, I don't. Oh, you're not my type of client. Guys, let me tell you a very interesting story, right? So, there was a client of mine, and I said, if you love your family, you should buy insurance. And he said, Sanjay, I hate my family. I said, really? And he's like, yeah. Me and my wife, we've agreed to hate each other. I was like, then why don't you get divorced? And he's like, in our culture, there's no divorce, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, does she hate you as well? And he's like, yep, we both have agreed to hate each other. I said, then my friend, you need a lot of insurance. You know why? Because when you are sick, you need a lot of critical illness insurance. Because when you are sick, I'm probably the only guy who's going to come and take care of you, right? So you need a lot of money. And by the way, buy a lot of insurance for your wife, because when she is sick, you have to take care of her legally. So you can actually just give her the money and tell her, take care of yourself. So if you love your family, you should buy insurance. But if you hate your family, you should buy even more insurance, because no one else is going to take care of you. So Nisa, actually, it's better to work with people who don't love their family, because then you can sell even more insurance to them. I like to work with IT consulting, business owners, healthcare workers, doctors, teachers, family with kids. That makes sense. My target group is between 25 and 35 and 35 to 50. Praful, if your target group is 25 to 35 and 35 to 50, then it's basically 25 to 50. Doctors and business owners, how do you advise people that are already age 55 to do their retirement plan? Sida, I tell them, give me all your money because you need to retire. So retirement planning for someone who's above the age of 55, I actually tell them, give me all your money and I'll give you guaranteed income for the rest of your life. And if they say it's not enough, then I tell them, well, keep working. Till then, give me all your money so that you don't lose it. I like to work with breadwinners, professionals, business female professionals, people richer than me. Sudhakar, I don't like to use the word richer than me, because how do you know who's richer than you? They might look richer, doesn't mean they are richer. So Sudhakar, instead of saying I like to work with people richer than me, it's very difficult to identify people who are richer than you, all right? Unless everyone's richer than you, then that's a completely different story. All right. In the early 20s, starting, yeah, that's fine, Maria. That's a great idea. Salaried who don't have pension. Sanjay, it's very difficult to know if someone is salaried and doesn't have a pension, right? So you can say, I like to work with salaried people, but how do you know if they have or have not a pension? So let's say you come to me and say, Sanjay, can you recommend me to someone who's salaried and doesn't have a pension? I'm like, how do I know? So remember one thing, the reason for me to ask you to identify who you like to work with is so that you know how to ask for the recommendation. But Sanjay, if you come to me and say, hey, Dr. Sanjay, do you know someone who's salaried and doesn't have a pension? The truth is, I don't know who is salaried. I can tell you who's salaried, but I don't know if they have or don't have a pension, right? So don't put that as your criteria. Okay, Stanley has put someone in the transport and fuel. That makes sense. I like to work with teachers, young families, students. Perfect. That's the correct way. Okay. Okay, work with rich businessmen. Harris, very difficult to define what is the meaning of rich. Rich for you might be poor for me, and poor for me might be rich for you, right? So I like to work, I also love family people with multiple kids, okay? Everyone who has an income. Andreas, I would recommend you to be a little bit more specific, because everyone who has an income is a very large population. You need to probably funnel it down a little bit more. Okay, people want to know my routine. I will mention that later. Moms who are professionals, okay, first generation business owners, okay. Gaurav saying, are you suggesting to choose specific people and customers for focus? No, I'm telling you to choose for a very simple reason, for recommendation. So first of all, this is how I start the recommendation process. So this is a script that I use with pretty much every client. Mr. Client, you've been a client of mine for so long. Can you tell me why you've never recommended me to anyone? And I think the reason why you've never recommended me is because you have a lot of friends, right? So why don't I tell you who I like to work with? I actually like to work with doctors, especially cardiologists who are in their 40s and 50s. Do you know someone like that? They can only give you two answers, either a yes or a no. If they say yes, well, step number 2 is you should know how you want them to introduce you. So, Mr. Client, why don't I tell you how I like to be introduced to these people? So, you should know how to be introduced. Tell me something. How would you like me to introduce you? So let's say I'm your client and you're asking me for a recommendation. How would you like me to introduce you? All right. There are 2 rules to that. Your introduction should be your personality, not your profession. So I don't want you to write the words, introduce me as your financial advisor, introduce me as your financial engineer. I don't want you to come up with these random creative words. Okay, I'm your wealth manager, I'm your wealth planner, I'm your life planner. Don't come up with those rubbish terms. Okay, your profession is not you, your personality is you. So I want you to choose an introduction that suits your personality. All right, so tell me, why should I introduce you to this cardiologist? And when I do introduce you to this cardiologist, what should I say? Right? What should I say? Okay. I like to work with whoever is striving to survive. Whoopa. That means you will only keep surviving in this business. Prospects that are ready to listen. And that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You can't say that. Okay. Right to the bottom. I want to be introduced. Okay. Trustworthy, always available. Lulling, think about this, right? So I call up my cardiologist friend and I'm like, so let's say my cardiologist friend's name is John, right? And I call him and I say, hey, John, I want to introduce you to this friend of mine. His name is Lulling. He's very trustworthy and always available. Doesn't sound right. Think about it. It doesn't sound right. Makida, so imagine, I call my cardiologist friend, John, and I say, hey, John, I want to introduce you to this friend of mine. Her name is Makida. She has a great personality. No. JJ, hi, John. I want to introduce you to this friend of mine. Her name is JJ, and she's a fun girl. Eric, Eric, your best friend. Think about it. You don't want to give yourself titles. Trustworthy friend. If you're a friend, you're automatically trustworthy. If you're not trustworthy, you're not a friend. So It's what we call an oxymoron. Jasminder, so imagine I call John, like, hi John, I want to introduce you to Jasminder. He's a great fellow with vast experience. In what? And you get stuck over there. Okay, so Shabande has said this. Hey John, I want to introduce you to my friend Shabande, who is very factual and truthful about savings, investments, and pension. Doesn't sound right. Bandula, how do you feel me? Most clients don't know that. What kind of insurance that you sell? Because like product, okay. Santosh, hi John, I want to introduce. So imagine there's a cardiologist I'm speaking to, right? John, I want to introduce you to Santosh. He's a person with a very big heart and wants to meet you. He has a cardiac problem. A very big heart. Okay. So Mayur says, hi John, I want to introduce my friend Mayur. He's a loving friend who's very knowledgeable and likes to party. Okay. Guys, I'm just giving you an example of what it sounds like with your introduction, right? So keep this in mind. You have no control. You have no control on the tone of your client. You have no control on how the client introduces you to his friend. So you have to be very specific. Keep it very short. It has to be very short, right? And it has to be very simple to remember, because if it's too difficult to remember, they can't remember it. So it cannot be very long. It just doesn't sound right, okay? And I'm just giving you an example. You have no control on the tonality, the way your client speaks. You have no control. I'm your client right now. And I could be introducing you to the best cardiologist in the world, and I'll be saying things like this, right? So Juliver. Hi, John. I want to introduce you to Juliver, my ever reliable friend and consultant. No. Sonali, okay. Hi, John. I would like to introduce you to my friend who is an all-weather income specialist. All-weather? What? Rainfall, sunshine, all-weather. Okay. Larry. Hi, John. I want to introduce my friend Larry, someone who is creative, simple, really helped me to secure my future. Melissa. Oh, can't think of a proper introduction. Exactly, guys. I want you all to try and understand something. You think this is an easy job? It's not. It took me a lot of time to come up with the right introduction for myself. I've spent a lot of time practicing it. I've spent a lot of time thinking about it. I love calling myself some random stuff, and I realized it doesn't work, right? So keep it really simple. Why do you want to add the words trustworthy, savings, investments? Why do you want to add all of that, right? It all sounds funny and weird. Think about it. Lan. Hi, Doc, I want to introduce you to my friend Lan. She's a very mindful friend who's informative, good to talk to. Heidi, I want to introduce you to a helpful, good friend of mine. Laling, an expert who can assist you. With what? Ravi Chandra. Oh my God, that's so funny. Hi, John. Hi, Dr. John. I want to introduce you to Ravi Chandra, who's high energy battery. Sounds like Duracell. Oh God. Edisa says, hi, Dr. John. I want to introduce you to my friend Edisa, who wants to talk to you about your future goals. Not interested. Fritz, same thing. Who will assist you with your future needs? Come on, guys, really. My friend who you can trust with your finances, friend in need. someone who has been helping me as a financial matters, someone who plays basketball. Yeah, that actually sounds more fun. All right, Jason. I would actually want to be introduced to someone who plays basketball if I'm interested in basketball, right? Introduce me to be a plan B. Hope you can do financial. I want to introduce you to someone who can help your family when you die. Yeah, we're excited about that, Sheila. Introduce me as a good friend and cool. All right, Melissa, I want to be introduced to you, someone who listens to any of your stories. Wow, you sound more like a, what do we say, a psychiatrist, or one of those psychologists who like to just say, let me introduce you to when you are sick, he pay. That one. Someone who wants to work with you on the best possible option that fit your needs. A person who values fruitful conversations. Mafi, person who loves fruitful conversations. Okay. And guys, I want you all to think about it, right? I want you all to sound. So Rajesh has said, hi, John, I would like to meet my friend Rajesh, who I've known for the past 15 years, and one of the most helpful persons I've come across. He's so knowledgeable. He seems to have answers to almost any problem you might have. But I don't have any problems, so I don't need to meet Rajesh. Problem solved, Rajesh. Remember, something as long as that, I'm never going to use it. Your clients will never remember that. It's too long. I would like to introduce Dinesh. He is a humble person, down to earth. He can help you safeguard your family's lifestyle to the next level. Safeguard your family's lifestyle or move to the next level. Choose one. They're two different things, Dinesh. You can either safeguard your family's lifestyle or help your family's lifestyle move to the next level. They're two different things. But again, too long an introduction doesn't work. I love this one. So thank God, Kervin. Hi, Sanjay. Meet my friend. He's really nice. End of story. Hi, John. I want to introduce you to my friend Sanjay. He's a fantastic guy to meet. End of story. That's all I want you to say. And if he asks you, what do I do? Tell him I do a lot of things. That's it. What does he do? Oh, he does a lot of things, but I think he's a good guy to meet. End of story. That's how I want to be introduced. So, Kervin, you've pretty much got it as close as I would, right? I basically would want my introduction to be, just introduce me as a friend. And if they ask you what I do, tell them I do a lot of things. I mean, am I not an advisor to you for everything? You travel, you ask me for advice. You want to go eat in a nice restaurant, you ask me for advice. You want to meet a doctor, you ask my advice. You want to open a bank account, you ask my advice. You want to send your kids to which school, you ask my advice. I'm pretty much giving you advice on anything and everything, right or not? So if they ask you what I do, just tell them I do a lot of things. Don't mention my business, because I don't want to be introduced because of my business. I want to be introduced because I like to make friends, right? Now, if you think John's a good guy, I would love to meet John. And that's what matters to me. So just get introduced. Financial astrologer. Come on, Sanjay. I don't want to be a financial astrologer, okay? John Smith. Introduce you to someone who's really added values in my business life. High energy batteries. She's fun, a reliable friend whom you can trust. Plus, you can be rest assured that she will give you the best advice in terms of taking care of your income and yourself whilst you're busy treating patients. But if something happens to you and the ability to treat patients, you can make sure you can get protection to your income. Wow, Miss Kaur, I want you to understand something. No one's going to remember that introduction. So guys, that's what I want you all to understand. Your introduction has to be very, very simple. If you have a long introduction, right, your clients are never going to remember it. Keep it simple, guys. Make your client's life easy. Make your life easy. Don't overcomplicate things, all right? Step number 3. Always ask your client to arrange for the meetup, right? Why don't you organize the meetup? Tell me when I should meet John, and I will meet John. And I would love it if you're in that meeting, because it'll be great to have both of you in that meeting. I'd love to spend more time with both of you, right? Get your clients to organize the meetup for you, because I don't want to call John. He's usually busy. He's a doctor, right? He's usually busy. But if he's a friend of yours, he'll pick up your phone, right? He won't get offended that you called him. He'll get offended if I called him. So Why don't you just call him and let's do a meetup together, right? So I want you all to remember this, that step number 3 is asking your clients to arrange for a meetup. Number 4, when you have the meetup, right? It's a meetup. It's not an appointment. It's a meetup. When you have that meetup, learn to introduce yourself. So if they ask you the question, what do you do? Okay, so I'm going to ask all of you this question. What do you do? And if your answer is, I'm an insurance advisor, I'm a financial planner, I'm a financial advisor, your client will instantly switch off. Your recommended prospect will instantly switch off. No one is excited in meeting us. I'm sorry to say this, but that is the truth. No one is excited to meet us. So you need to learn to control the meeting. If you are asked the question, what do you do? Right? I want you to start with a case study. I want you to give an example of the work that you have done. So this is how I usually handle my case studies. I actually, when someone asks me, Sanjay, what do you do? I actually start with, wow, that's a very difficult question to answer, because truthfully, I do a lot of things, Doc. But just last week, I was working with this family. He's a phenomenal business owner. And, he told me something. He's like, Sanjay, as long as I'm around, I can take care of everything. But in case I fall sick, right, the whole world falls apart. And I sat down with him and I just helped him redo his money. I helped him redo his finances. So that's what I did for him. And just day before yesterday, I was working with this engineer. He's a professional. He's been a professional engineer for a very long time. He's very well paid, does a fantastic job. And he told me, he's like, Sanjay, I don't know how long I'm going to keep working like this. So I kind of put an income strategy together for him where I kind of helped him redo his investments in such a way that he gets continuous guaranteed income for the rest of his life. So that's what I did for him. So, Doc, to be honest, I do a lot of things, but my core expertise is I'm an income manager, right? So I make sure that families have more and more income. So I help with income accumulation. I make sure that income is protected. So I do income protection, and I make sure that the kids don't inherit assets, because, when kids inherit assets, they bloody blow it away. So I help kids inherit income. And so I'm an income specialist. Boom. That's a sample introduction for you. Right? I did 2 case studies and then I told them what I do. But if I started my conversation with, I'm an income specialist, and then do my case study, right? They are closed ears. So you need to first talk about your examples and then give your potential title, right? You could call yourself a charity specialist. You could call yourself a retirement specialist. You could call yourself a business owner specialist. You could call yourself an inheritance specialist, but learn to be a specialist. Guys, there are 4 specializations in our business that I've identified. There are 4 key specializations. So if you are actually one of my mentees, right? If you're in the BCC program, so when I do the Big Case Closer mentorship program, every single mentee of mine is forced to choose an area of specialization, because I need you all to learn to be specialists. So there are only 4 areas of specialization. Either you're into asset management, you're into risk management, corporate financial planning, or family office management. There are only 4 specializations in our business: risk management, asset management, corporate financial planning, and family office management. So if you're one of my mentees, you would have to choose one of these 4, because every single one of these has a representation, right? Asset management is focusing more towards people who want to focus more on investments. Risk management is for those people who want to focus more towards protection and small families or SME businesses. If you're doing corporate financial planning, you're focusing more towards multinational companies, where we focus on key man insurance. We talk about retention strategies. And if you're focusing on family office management, you're focusing on multi-generational strategies, right? So you're talking about wealth being passed on from multiple generations into the future. You're talking about multi-generational strategies, and estate planning is a part of family office management. So depending on your area of expertise, you would choose one of these specializations. Every single one of you needs to learn to choose a specialization. Now, over your career, right? Over your career, you could be specializing in different things at different times, right? So for example, I was a risk manager for 3-4 years. I was an asset manager for 3-4 years. I was a corporate financial manager for 3-4 years. And today I work in family office management, right? So over the last 21 years, I've had different areas of specialization. And that's the reason why I'm able to mentor them on those different areas, because your specialization can change in the future. But today, if I had to tell you one thing, is take away the art of choosing a specialization that you absolutely enjoy doing today, because that's what motivates you to wake up every day in the morning and go and meet people. Your specialization plays a very important role in that strategy, right? So remember one thing, your recommendation process is a 4-step process. Number 1, you should know who you like to work with. Number 2, you should know how you like to be introduced. Number 3, get your clients to arrange that meetup. And number 4, learn to control that meeting. So this is the 4 steps for the recommendation process. All right. Now, I also like to do a policy review with my clients, right? So all of you like to do policy reviews, but your policy reviews can be done by your secretary. And I want you all to think about this. When do you need to do a policy review? When something has changed in the life of your client, right? So if your client has changed his job, you need to do a policy review. If your client got married, you need to do a policy review. If your client got divorced, you need to do a policy review. If your client had a new child, you need to do a policy review. If your client is changing his country of residence, you need to do a policy review. So every time there's a change in your client's life, you need to do a policy review. But you don't have to meet your client to do the review, right? Your secretary can basically call your client and say, Mr. Client, Sanjay was thinking about you and he just wanted to make sure everything is okay. Has anything changed that we should be aware of? Have you changed your job? Have you moved to a new house? Have you moved to a new country? Is there any new member in the family? Do we need to update your beneficiary details? Is there anything that we need to change? And if my secretary finds out that something needs to be changed, she will say, well, Sanjay would love to meet up with you. When would you like to meet up with him, right? And she would fix a meetup with that client, right? So that I make sure that they do at least once in a year. Twice in a year, I make sure that my secretary calls my client and just say, Sanjay just asked me to call you and say hi and make sure everything's okay. That's it. Learn to be in touch with your clients just to say hi. Because a lot of people we lose touch with, right? And everyone likes to be remembered. So get your secretary to help you with that, because as you build your business and as you get more and more clients, you will need to learn to have a system that allows you to stay in touch with all those clients, and your secretary plays a very important role in that business, right? Number 4, when I'm traveling, I always let my secretary call a few of my special clients and tell them, hey, Sanjay is traveling to Malaysia. Is there anyone in Malaysia that you think you would like him to meet? Or is there anything you would like him to carry to Malaysia? Or is there something from Malaysia that you would like to bring? And I will definitely pass on that message to Sanjay. So if I can, I will carry. If I can't, I can't. If they ask me to bring something, if I can, I will. If I can't, I can't. Guys, it's a favor, but at least you've found a way to stay in touch. So these are what I call the 4 touch points with every client in a year. 1 time for policy review, 2 times just to say hi, and 1 time at least when I'm traveling, all right? So that I can get more and more recommendations when I'm traveling. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's session. In the last 2 years, 13 advisors worldwide have shown the world that you can achieve your MDRT in just 1 case through closing bigger cases. And if you're feeling stagnated, stuck, or lost as a financial advisor, then it's time to explore the big case closing in the next 12 months. Now, the good news, the Big Case Closer 2022 enrollment is finally here. And this is your rare opportunity to join a family of driven advisors worldwide to
to learn how to close bigger cases so that you too can get a breakthrough in your career and improve your income in 2022. Hi, this is Dr. Sanjay Tolani, the family leader of Sanjay Mentoring Family. Over the last decade, I've helped hundreds of thousands of financial advisors like yourself who are struggling to become better financial advisors. In 2021, I've successfully closed more than 300 MDRTs, a huge target which I thought was impossible, and I'm very excited to share with you what helped me do it, the art of closing big cases. Now, before you think that big cases closing requires you to have rich connections or talent, I want to prove to you how ordinary advisors like yourself have benefited from learning solid and practical big case closing strategies and are right now accomplishing extraordinary results. When I first started the Big Case Closer family in the late 2019, many advisors doubted the concept of closing bigger cases. Many felt that it was impossible and they require huge talent or a rich network to succeed. But let some of these amazing results we've gotten change your mind about it. We've seen members who have had no rich connections opening up and closing large retirement planning and premium financing cases, some even in millions of dollars of premium. We have seen members who have stagnated in their career for years clearing their 2020 target production in the first quarter of 2021 and are right now on track to doing the same in 2022. We have even seen new members who joined the program closing cases that are 200% larger than they used to do previously just by tweaking and implementing new high net worth strategies, and the list goes on. But among these members, I'm super proud that 13 of them have shown the world that it is possible to achieve MDRT with one case and were awarded the Big Case Closer Award. They are Kaka, Benedict, Deanna, Gayatri, Eli, Indresh, Anil, Portia, Jennifer, Sudhakar, Benedict and Arvind. Let's together take a look at some of the members' big case closing journey. This is Kaka from Malaysia. When I first met her years ago, she was completely new to this career. Like many advisors, she started with great concept presentations that helped her to exponentially improve herself, but she wanted to do even better. And in just 2 years, she started adopting the high net worth concept and opening up big cases. In 2021, despite giving birth to a newborn, she never gave up and managed to achieve her TOT last year and COT in September this year. And right now, she is a professional in specializing in large retirement planning cases. This is Benedict from Singapore. He was a banker who switched to being an insurance advisor. Benedict started to implement income and asset transfer concepts when he joined the BCC family, and it was a game changer for him. From complicated number explanation to simple concept presentations, Benedict today specializes in helping businesses owners and high net worth individuals plan their finance. Not only did he achieve his COT last year, Benedict managed to win the BCC award twice in 2 consecutive years and prove the world that big case closing is possible and can be replicated. This is Porgia from Hong Kong. Portia joined the family in our last year enrollment, and months into the program, she managed to achieve her BCC Closer Award. I'm super proud of her because she's an exceptional executor. She implemented all the ideas on estate planning, asset transfer, and income generation taught in the program and closed a large case in 2 meetings. She's a role model in showing anything is possible, and if you're willing to try new ideas.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaka Lam and I'm from Malaysia. Today I would like to share with all of you about the Big Case Closer program by Dr. Sanjay Tolani. The reason why I joined the Big Case Closer program is because I was looking for a breakthrough for myself, and at the same time I faced challenges when it comes to closing big cases. Initially, I never believed that closing big cases is possible for me. But after joining the Big Case Closer program, my perspective about financial planning has changed. Dr. Sanjay taught me advanced concepts which were made so simple to understand, not just for the advisor, but even for the clients. Dr. Sanjay always reminds me to not complicate my presentation because simple concepts will always have a bigger impact. Besides that, he also guided me step by step through the whole process with a case studies. From there, it made me realize that closing big cases is not just about the case size, but it's more about the problem they have. My client will usually face a bigger problem when they need a bigger coverage. This program has helped me to achieve my first TOT last year, And also it has given me more confidence in providing the best insurance planning for the high net worth individuals. At the same time, it gives myself chance to help them to do a precision planning and make them realize that regardless how wealthy they are, their financial portfolio will never be balanced without insurance. Looking forward to learn more strategies, and thank you so much Dr. Sanjay for this amazing program.
Hello everybody, my name is Benedict and I'm from Singapore. The reason why I joined the BCC program 2 years ago was because I needed to have a breakthrough in my career. Before joining the insurance industry, I was a relationship manager in a bank. Back then, I was very used to present numbers as well as diagrams to my clients. Those presentations were very complicated and many of my clients did not understand what I was saying. Through the BCC program and Sanjay's teaching, I was able to apply case studies as well as concepts into my presentation to make it very simple for my clients and friends to understand. By applying what I've learned in the BCC program, I was able to achieve 1 MDRT in one case in 2021 as well as 2020. How do I do it? Many of you have been asking me on social media. Well, it really is that simple. Learning the concept presentation and case study actually helps me simplify my entire presentation. By simplifying it, I was able to look into the problems more deeply and my clients could understand them better. So gone are the complicated presentation and numbers that actually boils down. Thank you Sanjay for teaching us, everyone here in the BCC program, how to get it done. I'm looking forward to 2022 to learn more from you. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Portia from Hong Kong. I have been in financial business for 21 years. Along this long journey, the way to run my business is almost the same every year. Production is the same, and the way to give advices to my clients are the same. I find it difficult to give a better solution to my clients, especially the high net worth one. The reason why I joined BCC program is because I was looking for a breakthrough and I want to upgrade my professionals to a high net worth level. Unlike the other courses that I normally attend, BCC program really told me the strategy how to upgrade my client market to high net worth step by step. Starting from prospecting, create conversations, concept presentation, and even closing big cases. The concepts I learned are down to the earth and easy to understand. Clients always found it really inspiring and was identifying their problem more easily. I can provide the best solution to them, and closing ratio has increased much. I believe one case, one MDRT is not a legend anymore, and everyone can get it. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay, to provide this amazing program to build my confidence and good foundations to be the best financial planner.
So, why did I design the Big Case Closer program? Why would I teach you all the secrets I've spent close to 2 decades of learning? I've spent the last 19 years using my own results from 1 MDRT to 365 MDRT to convince people to think big as a financial advisor. I personally hate the fact that people look down on advisors like us, and I want to change their perspective about us. I want future advisors like yourself to know that you should never doubt your ability to do great work, and the career of a financial advisor is a noble and proud profession. I realize the best way for me to achieve that is to show more people how professional a financial advisor can be, and to do that, it's not only about me doing great results, but also showing that others can do it with the right skill set and the right mindset. That's why I'm here to train more big case closers. I have also come to a point in my career where I want to pass down my knowledge so that future advisors like yourself can leverage on my knowledge and do our industry proud. My greatest happiness lies in having more success in our profession. And if you have similar thoughts as me, I would sincerely love you to be a part of this family and vision. Trust me, you will never find another program that creates such massive value as this. In fact, you will have everything you need to close big cases handed to you when you're part of this family, and that's my promise to you. So here's how your big case closer journey would look like if you're coming on board in this enrollment. There are 4 phases that you have to experience in this program. The phase 1 is the foundation skills, picking up the right skill set. Phase 2 is specialization, creating your unique proposition. Phase 3 is coaching to get you on track. And phase 4 is to support you to help you close big cases. We begin phase 1 by working on your sales foundation and skill set. Imagine yourself meeting with an ultra-rich prospect. How would you approach them and raise up the topic of financial planning? How can you go about doing it in a non-pushy and professional manner that could potentially bring you a stream of recommendations after you close that deal? Well, this is when basic sales are important. When you first join the family, the relationship manager will reach out to you, analyze your profile, and advise you to watch certain pre-recorded videos that will help you solve your problems on your skill set. You will gain access to the same knowledge and strategies I've personally used to close multi-million dollar cases in the last few years. You will also get access to the Big Case Closer library, where we have resources ranging from keyman insurance to asset management to estate planning. Now, these are precious resources and knowledge that I've spent a decade learning, and they will be handed right to you. By the time you watch and finish 50% of our training videos, you will have the required knowledge, skill set, and competitive edge to get you started with opening up bigger cases. On top of that, we are constantly upgrading and growing as a family. Every month, members come together to attend monthly training or coaching, which covers new financial planning topics that are relevant to help you see results. Example, getting an increase in your commissions. And in certain months, I will go an extra mile to conduct longer trainings, which I call foundational training. I'm glad to announce that in 2022, we will have 7 foundational trainings where we'll be covering, in the first module, high net worth market secrets, learn how to enter into the high net worth market and be liked and trusted by them. The second module will be high net worth concepts, how to create unique concepts to convince richer prospects to say yes to estate planning or premium financing. In the third module, we'll be talking about asset transfer and multi-generational planning, how to increase your case size by 120% using asset transfer financial strategies. In module 4, we'll be unlocking the C-suite, how to professionally present keyman insurance and financial structures to work with C-suite clients. Module 5, corporate and family office ideas, how to ride on budgeting to create more sales for 2023. In Module 6, high net worth portfolio management, learn the essential skills of portfolio management and personal investing. Module 7 will be the final sprint for 2022. This will only be for BCC members. Once you're confident that your foundation, we will begin phase 2 by simply creating a unique proposition. Ask yourself, how different are you from other advisors in the market? How can you stand out and get prospects to come to you for advice instead? To help you with that, we're going to create a specialized branding material for you so you can stand out and be found online. But that's not enough. You need to specialize, something 90% of advisors don't know how to enter into. I'll explore higher levels of financial planning with you by helping you choose from either family office, risk management, asset management, or corporate financial planning as your specialization track. With specialization, you will now stand out from your peers because of your specialization. You will also gain the right knowledge and network to handle cases that are 10 times larger than usual. Once your basics are clear and you have the unique competitive advantage, you're now ready to go out and meet richer prospects. But imagine meeting your prospects and they come back with a list of objections, tough questions, and issues you cannot handle. What would you do? That's what phase 3 is all about. Coaching and Q&A with you so that you don't feel lost and are confident to handle every high net worth you meet. On a monthly basis, I will organize a Q&A session to help clarify all problems members have. If you feel there is something you don't want others to know, that's completely okay too. Just reach out to the relationship manager and I'll privately answer them for you. If you don't have any questions, just listening to case studies from other members will bring you a whole new level in the industry. You get to open your eyes to the world of financial planning by seeing how others are closing big cases in real life. So what's the outcome? Well, you will be now a lot more clearer and more confident on how to apply your newly acquired big case closing skill set. Something new I wanted to introduce in 2022 is the quarterly planning session. On a quarterly basis, the family will come together to do a quarterly planning session so that everyone is clear about their target for the upcoming quarter. And you're feeling unmotivated and need a listening ear, you always have a family to share with. If I ever stop the learning phase here, this would already be the most comprehensive program for advisors in the market. But I want to do more for the Big Case Closer family. I want to give you my support, which is phase 4. The biggest problem when coming to the big cases is you panic or get lost when you really get that opportunity. That is why when you have a potential prospect that can close maybe 100,000 case size, and when you are completely lost and don't know what to do, you can leverage on my team and see if they can assist you. Think of it like a special helpline that I've created only for the BCC members to reach out whenever they need to. With this, you no longer lose cases just because you don't know how to handle it. Instead, a team of professionals is on standby to ensure your cases have a higher chance of success. The Big Case Closer program has only one goal: to teach you how to close bigger cases so that you can earn more income for yourself. Every year, close to 2,000 advisors worldwide apply to be a part of the Big Case Closer family, but only a small handful of them are selected to be part of this process. In 2020 and 2021, more than 300 advisors worldwide have seen results via the Big Case Closer family, and I'm confident that we now have an even clearer roadmap to help you get results faster and quicker than ever. If you're serious about improving your commissions, please apply early to avoid disappointments. In fact, we are limiting the number of people to be able to be a part of this program because I want every member to have that competitive advantage in the industry. So click on the button to apply, and I look forward to holding your hand step by step to close your first big case ever. Remember, the moment you close one big case using the BCC closing strategies, you will already make back multiple times of your investment.
By the way, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so that I know my content is giving you great value in your journey as an advisor. Okay?